Alliance was one of Governor Pete Ricketts' latest stops in his statewide tour to educate people about the dangers behind the Biden administration's 30 by 30 plan. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Nebraska's governor made a stop at Alliance yesterday as part of his efforts to prevent the Biden administration from implementing their 30 by 30 plan to bring 30% of all U.S. land and water under federal control within another 9 years. Ricketts noted that to reach that goal, the federal government would need to obtain 440 million more acres across the country. That's equal to 9 more Nebraskas. The governor said the proposal of using conservation easements to do so could become very problematic, especially under Nebraska law.
Unless you specify that it's for a limited period of years, it's permanent. So any conservation easement you sign, unless you say it's only for 20 years or whatever, it's going to be permanent. Also, we want people to read the fine print in that agreement to make sure you're not signing up for anything that you didn't want to sign up for. And then we're also encouraging counties to know their authority, that they have the ability to review and approve or deny conservation easements. To do that, they have to set up the proper zoning structures and so forth, and how they're going to evaluate these conservation easements. But they have the ability to do that, to be able to review those conservation easements and either approve or deny them. So it's really what we're trying to do is educate people about what a conservation easement means, what kind of restrictions come in place, and how the county has the ability to regulate them.
Ricketts says such a change would also cause a large shift in property taxes, as valuations for what used to be productive farmland would drop to 50% or more if placed in a conservation program, leaving other taxpayers to pick up the slack. Well, production of a portion of a Hollywood movie is coming to the Valley, but it will be very brief next Monday. Scotts Bluff County commissioners this week gave approval of a permit allowing Belvedere Productions to use Highway 26 on the east side of Minutair and Highway 71 outside of Scottsbluff and north of the water tower between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Alex Eldridge with Belvedere explained why the roadway in front of Harry's truck stop will need to be closed, but only for a short portion of time, depending on where the camera is pointed.
Because it takes place in 1988, we can't have a 2016 model car driving through or anything like that. And then when we're on Highway 71, we're mainly concerned with safety issues around our crew that's going to be there. It will not be the entire crew, it'll be a very small group of people only doing driving work with that landscape.
Scottsbluff Economic Development Director Star Lael says the filming came about after she was told of a production company seeking a 1980s truck stop, and Harry's instantly came to mind. Commissioners approved the permit with short notice on the understanding that the production company would cooperate with any information needed by law enforcement and other departments. Well, coming up to the break, some severe weather in the mix yesterday. Is any more on the horizon? Employers in with your midweek forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today. in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street, or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, very quiet across the area tonight. A difference from last night to tonight will be clear, quiet. Temperatures fall down into the 60s overnight. Still going to stay pretty warm out there. Very nice, though, tonight. Tomorrow we're going to see a few severe storms around along a cold front. It's going to be late in the day before cooler conditions come in Friday, and then Saturday onward. We're back to the heat. 97 yesterday, missed a record by just 5 degrees. Nothing in the rain gauge. We have just a trace so far for the month. Here's temperatures right now. You can see 80s and 90s building across the area again here this evening. Not as windy as yesterday, but still plenty warm out there. Upper 80s and low 90s here in our region. Winds fairly light, the exception off to the east of us, where we do have some winds in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range in the Sand Hills. Quiet tonight here in the region. No severe weather activity. That's portions of Montana. That changes for tomorrow, though, and we've got a few things to talk about here, especially in this enhanced area. That is this darker shaded area. That's northern portions of the Panhandle on up northward. That's going to include some areas like Chadron. It's going to include some areas like Valentine. Those areas, that is where the greatest threat of severe weather tomorrow is. We'll zoom in here a bit and show you the northern, where the activity right now is set for the enhanced risk of severe storms. And further to the south, then, we do have a marginal or a slight risk of severe storms here in the southern portions of the region through the North Platte River Valley. Marginal risk on down further south. Again, outside that area, that is where we're going to be dealing with these thunderstorms, and anywhere inside this enhanced area could be dealing with potentially several severe storms tomorrow. That pushes off to the east on Friday, and it turns quieter and drier. So tonight we're going to be quiet, except maybe a few showers and storms up in the Sand Hills. Those push off to the east overnight. We're clearing. Now tomorrow we set the stage for some development of storms late in the day. Overnight tonight, temperatures only falling into the low to mid 60s. Here we go for tomorrow now. We'll start this in motion. You'll notice through the morning hours, it's partly cloudy. By afternoon, we start to see a couple of clouds build. There comes that cold front now, and where those storms form is going to be highly dependent upon where we get the severe weather. It's not going to be a very long window, but a few hours where we could be dealing with some severe storms tomorrow. Will they happen here or points to our east? That's the question. Right now, north and east of us sure looks like a better chance of severe storms, and it's going to be downright hot tomorrow with low to mid-90s. The precip, at least with this particular model, holding on to that in the north and east portions of the area, but some decent moisture again could pick up over a half an inch. Of course, yesterday alone in that Cheyenne storm, over almost 2.5 inches of moisture fell in Cheyenne. Not tonight. Clear, quiet. Lows down around 64 tomorrow. Lots of sun, at least breezy at times as well. Some PM strong storms are possible. It's not a great threat here, maybe 30-40%. Better chances off to the north and east. But, again, if we do get a storm tomorrow, it could turn severe. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Friday, much cooler, back into the mid-80s. That's it, though. That's all that cool down lasts. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mid and upper 90s each day with very little chances of moisture through the weekend and into early next week.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scotts Bluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by Massid Chevrolet, Robinson Electric, Will's Chiropractic Clinic, PC, Logos.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the VIAERO family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at VIAERO.com or your nearest VIAERO store. VIAERO Wireless, keeping you connected.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Welcome back. The National Science Foundation recently awarded a research grant investing $20 million in Nebraska over the next 5 years. U.S. Senator Deb Fischer says the funding will support the creation of a research and education cluster of Nebraska colleges and universities focused on quantum science and technologists, as well as related workforce development and K-12 education programs. Fischer says by awarding this grant to the state, the NSF has recognized the groundbreaking work that has positioned Nebraska well to lead a new phase of quantum materials research. She says the research will have important benefits for Nebraska's economy as well as the country's economy. Well, a 20-year-old Gering man who was sentenced to probation for a string of May 2019 burglaries in and around Minutair has had his probation revoked and he's now in jail. Colton Pettis was convicted for his role in break-ins at the Dry Dock Bait Shop and the Broken Spoke Bar and Grill, but after failing multiple terms of his probation, he was resentenced earlier this week in Scotts Bluff County District Court to 180 days in jail. Pettis is also set to stand trial later this year in Morrill County for allegedly having sex with a 15-year-old girl last summer. He has pleaded not guilty to those 3 felonies, and he's scheduled to be back in court on July 6th for his pretrial hearing in that matter, with the trial date set for the August jury term. And a legislative committee in Wyoming has voted to pursue legislation that would significantly change the way statewide elections are run as early as next year, including a bill that would create a ranked choice system and another bill that would institute an open primary. The Casper Star-Tribune reported that the state's legislature's Joint Committee on Cooperations, Elections, and Political Subdivision voted on Monday. The committee voted to pursue these approaches because the ranked choice and open primary systems do not require runoff elections, which happen if no one candidate gets a certain share of the votes, but not everyone agreed with those proposals. Well, coming up after the break, we will head on over to the Panhandle Humane Society to meet their featured Pet of the Week. We'll have that in just 90 seconds.
Why settle for Wi-Fi that just usually works? Why settle for customer service that's subpar? Why settle for service that's outdated? You don't have to. Settle for more with Allo, the faster, more reliable internet experience that's built for the way you use all your devices. For answers, visit us at allofiber.com/switch today. Allo, settle for more.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It's been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son, or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
So this is Athena. She's been here the longest with us so far. So she's a German Shepherd mix. She's a little bit smaller than most German Shepherds, which makes her a little bit more unique. She knows a lot of tricks. She'll listen to you once you have some treats in your hand, and she's not very good in her kennel, but once you get her out, you got to get to know her, and she's the greatest dog you can meet. So she is 150. She's spayed. She's got up-to-date on vaccinations. She'll have her rabies shots done, and you get a sample bag of food. Athena would probably do well with maybe a single home, or she would need a meet and greet with whatever dog you have. Not sure about small pets, but she would like some space to run around, and she's very potty trained. She's very well potty trained here, so she's already got that out of the way. And like I said, she knows a lot of commands, so someone that's willing to keep up on those and has a really good pet.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, it was an extra special Scottsbluff School Board meeting on Monday night as outgoing Superintendent Rick Miles got some special recognition from Mayor Jeannie McCarrigan.
The City of Scottsbluff desires to honor Scottsbluff School Superintendent Rick Miles for his 11 years of service to the community. And whereas Rick Miles advocated for student mental and behavioral health needs, resulting in the pilot Panhandle Beginning State Treatment Center being opened, the first of the kind in Nebraska. And whereas the Scottsbluff School District has received over $8.7 million in competitive grants benefiting students from birth through age 21 during Rick's tenure as superintendent. And whereas the creation of the Choices and Reconnect alternative learning programs have resulted in hundreds of students receiving their high school diplomas, and whereas Scottsbluff was the first Nebraska district to implement the Standard Response Protocol, which is now the statewide standard. And whereas under Rick's leadership, the Scottsbluff School District has increased their graduation rate by nearly 20% and district enrollment by approximately 30% in the past 11 years. And whereas a seamless partnership was created between WNCC, including coordinated schedules, collaborative course offerings, and transportation, resulting in SHS students earning thousands of college credits from WNCC while in high school. And whereas although Rick Miles will be leaving Scottsbluff, his legacy will forever be part of this city's history and have a lasting impact on our community and all those he has touched throughout the years. Now, therefore, I, Jeannie McCarrigan, Mayor of the City of Scottsbluff, do hereby proclaim the 9th day of June 2021 as Rick Miles Day in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and I do hereby urge all citizens to take due note of the observance. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Scottsbluff to be affixed this 8th day of June in the year of our Lord 2021.
McCarrigan also presented Superintendent Miles with a key to the City of Scottsbluff. In addition, Police Chief Kevin Spencer was on hand to read a proclamation from Governor Pete Ricketts, making Miles an official admiral in the Great Navy of the state of Nebraska. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.